Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today I am coming to you in observance of October being National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today is National Poetry Day. So, happy Poetry Day. Um, in honor of these days, I am going to read you a couple of poems. The first poem I wrote shortly after the death of my sister, Dorothy, following her battle with breast cancer. The second poem I wrote following the death of two of my grandnieces shortly, one after the other, a couple of years ago. So the first poem is called Spring Mourning, and it reads, "In memory of my sister Dorothy, who departed this life in 1987 at the young age of 33 years. Lids drift upward. Eyes caress the wholeness, the whiteness of the morning sky, kissed by languid greenness of tree leaves. Lids float downward. Ears succumb to the seduction of birdsong, chirping, humming, charming the senses. Morning presses the lids down tight. Pain oozes out in hot flowing tears. Spring is here without you. Eyes toward heaven turn. Goodbye, my love. Welcome spring, welcome life." I had to put those last two sentences in there because that is the spirit of my sister. She was so full of life. She loved to smile and she loved to laugh. And so I honor her in her battle with breast cancer. I spent more than about 5 years actually working at St. Louis Public Health in their Health Communications Research Center, helping to develop messages for African American women to encourage them to do their self-breast examinations as well as to make sure that they get their mammograms. And so I encourage all of you to be sure to do your self-breast examinations and to do your annual mammograms. The second poem I wrote a couple of years ago, and it was after the tragic deaths of two of my grandnieces. One followed the other. I had gone to one funeral, and as a matter of fact, the first niece uh, and I had been planning to get together shortly before her death. Her death was a real shock and very sad. And the second grandniece did a wonderful eulogy for her at that funeral, and a few months later, she passed away as well. And so, after I discovered that she had passed away, I was compelled to just write about my heartbreak and to write about these two beautiful women who had just left us so suddenly. Both their deaths were sudden. And so the second poem I wrote called "When a Young Person Dies," not only about these two grandnieces, but when young people die, whether it's sudden or it's long term, it just seems so unexpected because we want young people to grow old like I am at this point. So anyway, this poem is dedicated to all those young people who have gone from this earth way too soon, and to all of those who feel that loss as deeply as I did. When a young person dies, when a young person dies, our hearts shatter into a million little pieces that float in slow motion to the ground. dragging our weary bodies to our knees and our souls into an abyss of pain and sadness. When a young person dies, your essence lingers like sweet perfume. Your spirit settles on our souls gently, like snowflakes on trees or fresh pressed hair that melt quickly, yet leaving a hint of moisture to remind us, like the perfume and the snowflakes, that you were indeed here. When a young person dies, tears cling to the corners of our eyes long after the Master has closed yours, because you were not sent here to walk beside us on long, weary journeys, or stay like oak trees that stand for millennia, offering up shade to sun-soaked, weary travelers, because you were sent here for special things. Your calling was extra special because you were on loan to humanity. But how could we know? Had we known, we might have closed our hearts to the warmth of your healing hugs, or muted our ears to the I love yous. We may have turned away from the brightness of your smile that radiated like the sun on a sunless day. When a young person dies, the essence of your being takes a permanent residence in our souls, our spirits, our hearts. We see you in the eyes, smile, walk, and laughter of family, in a rainbow, cloud, ripples in a pond, or a sunset. We freeze at the turn of a phrase, the twinkle in someone's eye, the joke that you could tell your way. Because when a young person dies, we are reborn from the gifts of your essence, the gifts you were sent here to give us, the lessons you were sent here to teach us, the love and joy you were sent here to share with us. And despite the pain of loss, the confusion, the weight of grief, the disbelief that you were here and now you're gone, we are thankful that you were here, to have had you in our lives, if only for what felt like a moment. We are thankful that you chose to share your earthly journey with us. When a young person dies and the pain shatters our hearts into a million little pieces, know that our love for you will never die, that the essence of you will never die, that we will gather those shattered pieces of our hearts and hold fast to the memories of you, and that one day we shall all be reunited. Thank you so much for listening to my poetry. I do appreciate you. Again, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please do your due diligence so that you will be here for as long as you can. And before I go, I have to wish my grandson, my very first grandchild, a happy 19th birthday. Jahan Asim Robinson, I love you so much. I can't believe that you've gotten this old. So again, continue to enjoy your birthday, darling. And for all of you out there, take care, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.